What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified Series figure unboxing and review. Before we get into today's review, I just want to thank everybody that has checked out my top 10 videos recently and some of my more recent reviews, because my subscriber base has went up substantially. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I wanted to let you be the first to know that I am going to be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway again. Not again, I guess it'll be the first time. Much like whenever we hit 500 subscribers to the channel, we are going to do another big giveaway of figures on the channel whenever we hit the 1,000 number. So we're homing in on it very quickly, so it might be happening much sooner than later. So stay tuned and keep on hitting that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and set it to all notifications. You know the drill. Go ahead and hit like while you're down there, because I think we're going to enjoy this video today. Speaking of this video, today's figure is the newest deluxe figure in the G.I. Joe Classified line. He is a G.I. Joe, and of course I am talking about Tripwire with Aspara and M.A.C.L.E.O.D. Let's talk about it. Okay, so today we've got Tripwire, and Tripwire is one of those guys that has a pretty rich history in the G.I. Joe figure line, as well as in the comics, as well as in the cartoon. Now, if you remember in the cartoon, he was kind of the guy that fumbled over everything. If you remember him from the figures, I mean, there's been all sorts of great Tripwire figures, both from a real American hero through the 80s and 90s, as well as the modern era. I think a lot of people, when they think of Tripwire, they think of the Listen and Fun Tripwire. I think he was purple and orange, or red and orange, I can't remember. I'll throw a picture of him up on there so you can see what he looks like if you're not familiar with the Listen and Fun Tripwire figure. But Tripwire is another core character of G.I. Joe, so we are finally getting him in a deluxe format, no less. So much like the Snow Serpent, Snow Job, just to name a couple of the more recent deluxe figures, we now have Tripwire with, just looking at the box real quick, and of course we're going to get to it in a minute, but he comes with a pretty big loadout. So I tell you what, let's jump over and look at the figure in the box. Once we're done looking at the figure in the box, we will go ahead and get it out of the package. We'll accessorize, we'll compare it to some other figures, and we're just going to have a lot of fun with it. So smash that like button, and I'll meet you over there. Okay, here we have Tripwire in his deluxe size packaging, still with the non-window look right now. Again, this window-less packaging is going away in 2024, or we've been at least told that. So, but in the meantime, of course, we have the standard pre-rendered image of Tripwire, his bomb disposal droid M.A.C.L.E.O.D, and Aspara, the bomb-sniffing rat, I guess. I know there's a story behind this. I just don't remember what it is. But I know that, I guess, somewhere they do use bomb-sniffing rats or something to that effect. Not sure what this is, if that's actually supposed to be something he uses. I don't see it up here in the package, but regardless, we have the pre-rendered image over here. We have some beautiful artwork of Tripwire looking like he means some serious business. And of course, if we take a closer look, we spin it to the side, we see Tripwire is number 78 in the series. We have our QR code that does nothing. We have our iconography down here in small print. And yeah, spinning it over to the back is kind of where we get really interesting. We can see it's number 78 in the series. And we learned that M.A.C.L.E.O.D stands for Mobile Armored Control Lever for Explosive Ordnance Disposal. So that's quite a mouthful. Quite a lot to get that in there. We see that he stands 6.2 inches tall, so he is just a hair shorter than the average G.I. Joe figure. We see all of his loadout included here. We do see some beautiful markings on his shoulder armor. Not sure exactly what that stands for. We'll have to take a closer look at that later. And of course his Tripwire helmet. And down here at the bottom we do have the iconography. Pretty clear here what he does. But I'm going to go ahead and throw up that iconography on the right hand side so you can take a moment to check that out and see what exactly those are. Give you just a couple more seconds. And all right, so gonna zoom back out here, and we're going to finish off by looking again at that same artwork, just a little more detail, and of course again number 78 in the G.I. Joe Classified series. Okay, we'll take one final look at the packaging, and now's the fun part where we take Tripwire out of the package and we see what the figure is all about. Real quick, I figured I'd just show you what I just discovered. As you can clearly see, QR issues still happening with these figures. My guy's arm is detached. So let me fix that and we'll be back in a moment. Okay, here we have it. Tripwire. I got his arm back on, snapped back into place, put the shoulder pauldron back on, and we're good to go. So, very bulky looking figure just because of that, I don't know if flak vest is the right word to say, but definitely something to protect him in the event that the ordnance does explode. And another great head sculpt that has a little more personality to it than... I like this one because it's, it's a thinner face. He's got his brownish red hair, and I just really like this face. I can't describe it, what I like about it so much. It just looks different. He doesn't look as... what do I want to say? I don't want to say he doesn't look as grizzled as any other of the other figures, but I mean, I guess whenever I think of Tripwire, I think of a guy that's, he is in for one specific duty. He is out there to make sure the explosives are removed. That is his job. He's not a guy that's out there, mowing down tons of cobras. So he doesn't, I guess, he doesn't have that grizzled face. It's a little more, not grizzled. I don't know what else I'm trying to say here, but give you a chance to look at that face. It looks wonderful. And again, he's got all this body armor on. And yeah, as we go down the figure, again, we got these shoulder pauldrons. Again, there's that logo on the right shoulder. We have the flak vest, which is removable, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. We do have protection on his thighs. He does have the thigh cut as well hidden underneath. These are pinless elbows up top and pinless knees on the bottom, double jointed knees. And of course the rocker ankles, up, down, left, right, side to side, the whole show. And yeah, he looks great overall. Just kind of giving you a quick view of the back of the figure. And of course, like I've always said, we get more than just the figure themselves. We get some accessories, and wow, we've got a lot of accessories to get through today. So we will start with the alternate armor, flak jacket, whatever you want to call it, for Tripwire to kind of make him look closer to the OG one. And I mean, they're very, very similar, but they are different just enough. As you can see, they snap on the sides. Just slides over his body, and then we have a lower piece to protect his lower torso and nether regions. As you can see, they clearly go together. And then we have just a whole bunch of stuff. We'll start with, he has a larger full shield face mask. So we will zoom in on that so you can take a nice look at it. And it does fit directly over the head. It is not an alternate portrait that snaps on. It actually does fit over his head completely. And then, of course, he does come with his more original style helmet, goggles, chin strap mask. Same thing, slips right over his head. We get his, zoom out just a little bit there, we get his metal detector finder thing. I don't know if I'm holding this the right way. I think it goes like that. Well, let me see. How would I hold this if I was holding... Because it looks like something goes in there. I guess this... I don't know. I'm going to have to look up how this goes because I feel like it's missing something. Yeah, I have no earthly idea if it goes... I would have thought it went like this, like the original figure. I think that's how it goes. He holds it and he does sweeps with it, right? Yeah, that's how it goes. And of course it does have a pipe that goes onto the back of it as such. And you can see now what it looks like a little better. And of course it attaches to the backpack that Tripwire is famous for having. You can see it has an opening here because he does come with 2 landmines. And I'll go ahead and pull them both out so you can see them. And they just have these little pegs on the bottom so that you can indeed plug them right into the backpack. Now in this case, you can only put 1 in there. You cannot put all of them like in the original figure. But it does look very cool. So there it is from the side. You can see where the, I don't want to say wire, the tubing for his sweeper can go right in there, just like that. And we're going to accessorize him here in a moment. He does come with one pistol. Like I said, he's not a guy that sees a lot of firefights, so he comes with one, I don't know if it's a 45 or what, but it does have an opening in the back so that we can put some blast effects in it, should we choose to. And then he does come with a small joypad, I guess we call it, or remote for his for M.A.C.L.E.O.D to be able to drive that ordnance robot around. It's just cast all in black. Nothing overly fancy here, just kind of in a blackish gray. Of course, we have to talk about the actual robot itself. Nothing really moves on it other than the arm. The arm does move. It's on a hinge, so you can do a few different things with it. And it's kind of fun. You can also turn around at the base and have a little bit more fun with it that way. So, very cool. And then finally, we do have Aspara, the rat, with a little tiny jacket on. I'm not going to call it a bomb jacket. It's just kind of a, if you've ever owned a rat or a larger rodent, it's just so you can walk them around. It's like a walking jacket. And, it's got some nice color to it, brown with some white on the bottom. It's fun. It's a fun little character to include. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom back out and give me just a few minutes and I will get him accessorized and we'll talk about him from there. Okay, there is Tripwire done up in his more modern look. Got him all put together. I do like the way this looks. This guy's going to survive something if it goes sideways with an explosion. He's going to be okay. He is the antithesis of Firefly. So these two would have a great one-on-one matchup with each other, I think. As you can see, as I knock Aspara off, I just kind of sat Aspara up there because it was fun. Just kind of a picture of the rat climbing up on his shoulder and, bothering him and making little noises. But being a happy annoyance, I guess, is what my head canon says. But putting Aspara to the side, I do wish this was more, I wish this could bend a little bit. I wish that this truly was a joint that you could, bend up and down a little bit, because otherwise you're not going to get a whole lot out of him other than him just doing that. But, just taking a quick look at it, here he is. Give you a look at what the back looks like. Of course, you can see I've put the gun in the holster, and you can see how that tubing goes right around through there like that, how it braces up against his hand, when you put it in that kind of position. But it does look really nice. Helmet's a little big, but that's okay. You're not going to be looking behind him too much. But yeah, solid looking figure overall. I'm not going to complain about this. Of course, I am sure you are as curious as I am as to what he looks like in his traditional Tripwire gear. So let's go ahead and let's quickly tear him apart on camera together. We'll do this live and see if we can make him look more like the original Tripwire with a little bit of a modern flair. So let's get that off of him. Let's go ahead and take that helmet off. Pops right off. And then the big thing is lifting his arms up, popping off this web gear, which attaches on both sides, pulling the web gear off, revealing underneath the, I've got a loose ab. Hasbro, this is starting to become an issue, it sounds like. Again, not a huge deal on this guy. He's got that flak vest on either way, but come on, guys. Come on. Can't have this. Can't have this. You guys are better than this. So let's just set him down for a second and let's get that other flak jacket prepared. Let's see. Okay, first we have, I thought this went over his lower area, but if it does, I don't know how it goes on. So we'll start with this. So here's the kind of OG jacket. And again, we just have to snap it in on the sides. And that'll be the real chest, right? I was always trying to get these really rubbery snaps to actually go into place. The real interesting thing will be if I actually leave which one I want to leave on him, because I feel like I'm going to leave this one on him, because I like my guys to look more... I don't know. Who knows? Who knows with me? I also want to show you guys how just infuriating these snaps are. Because if I take him off screen and try to do it, you can't feel the pain as much as I do. At least if I'm doing it this way, you get to see the pain as much as I get to experience it with you. So I can get that side snapped in pretty well. This other side is going to be quite the bit more, I bet. It's not going to want to cooperate. Rarely do they. Rarely do they. Yep, so you know what? We might just go the cheating route and just do this. Okay, pretend for a moment that I actually could put this on, which I couldn't. And again, that's a complaint. That's a complaint mostly towards Hasbro, because I guess you can't have it all, right? You can't have web gear and then complain when you can't snap it in because it's so soft, but you have to have it soft so that you can actually have your figure do things, right? I suppose that'd be the argument that Hasbro would give if they were allowed to actually give arguments rather than say nothing. Sorry, folks, I am just rambling. You know, it's just I'm done. I don't want to do it. It's enough to make me upset that I want to be able to do this quickly and easily, and I can't. I think I would almost rather, just comparing it with this one, I wish they just had slots that you could just slide a strip through and lock it in. I know it looks better and cleaner doing it this way, but let me tell you what, one more try. Let's do this. Well, that side's actually already in, so that's good. So it really is just one side I'm having a hard time with. Tell you what, I'm going to cut away, and when I come back, it'll be done. Okay, I was able to get it on him. It took a little bit of off-camera work, but it does snap in for the most part. Practical advice, snap one side of the body completely done if you can before you slide it over. Just leave one side open so you can still get it over the body. But yeah, so I think this looks good. Real quick, I want to point out, I didn't cover this in the accessories video. There is a smaller piece, and this is a neck protection piece, goes around the back of his head. And then the larger piece that I didn't know what it was is actually for the larger helmet, I believe. I believe that's what it's for. I'll gear him up here and we'll find out later, but I think I prefer this version. I like my OG Tripwire. He looks pretty good, don't you think? So of course, you know, everything's the same other than switching out the helmet, the neck brace, and the more classic, whatever you want to call this, pillowed looking flak jacket versus his more modern one. But they're both great. The modern one obviously fits an aesthetic for more of today, but if you're looking for that old, original a real American hero, you probably want to go this route. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Tripwire. Tell me what you think about it. What do you think about Tripwire, Aspara, and M.A.C.L.E.O.D? I want to get them all in there. You know, I think it's a great set to pick up. It does command a heftier price tag. I believe it's around $35 for this, $35, $40. Not sure if it's available on Hasbro Pulse. I just got mine in today. It is Saturday. So as soon as I got it in today, I was like, I'm definitely going to review this. But yeah, make sure you like the video if you've made it this far. I'm always producing new content for you guys to enjoy, so the likes really help out the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, because the sooner we get to 1,000 people, the sooner I can do that giveaway. And yeah, make sure you set the bell notification for all notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. But with that being said, I'm Mark. You've been watching Coffee with Toys, and I'll see you later.